Hello traders, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to be bringing you guys a top-down analysis on currency pairs. Right, you are going to be looking at GU US dollar, Euro US dollar, GPU USD CAD, even BTC, and if times permits we can look at NAS 100, even US 30 guys. So we are basically going to be looking at how to analyze, do a top-down analysis as well as weekly forecast for this particular currency pairs guys, so that you can be able to learn how to analyze and also be able to catch your moves this week. All right, so if you love seeing content like this, make sure you support the channel by clicking on the like button. Also subscribe if this is your first time coming across this channel by hitting on the subscribe button and notification bell to see more. All right, see you after the intro. Okay traders, welcome to my channel.
I am Full Kingsley. By the grace of God, I bring to you guys strategies, tutorials on the forex market, volatility indices, metals like gold, Nasdaq, VIX75, many other instruments. You want to subscribe to the channel by hitting on the subscribe button and notification bell to not miss out.
All right, so we are starting with GPU. So with GPU we are going to start from the bigger terms. We are going to start from the weekly, and then we do a top-down analysis right down to the 1 hour time frame. All right, so this is the weekly time frame that we have here. Now our main aim of doing a multiple time frame analysis is to identify all key levels, right? All our support and resistance, diagonal or horizontal. We are going to use our trend line, horizontal lines, and all of that, because price usually respect these zones well. All right, so if you look at this very well, you see that we start by connecting all our zones in which we find kind of uniformity, right? So if you look at this, we are going to see that we have uniformity at this top here. All right, this uniformity above, we have kind of equal lows here, we have equal highs here, equal lows, diagonal, so we can just make sure we connect all of them. So we just make sure that we track so that we can get our touches, right? So we just connect like that. So once we connect, we know that all right, price is moving within this based on the bigger time frame. All right, so once price hit this zone here, right, it's going to affect all time frame starting from the H4, H1, 15 minute and whatever. So you need to always identify these zones in the bigger time frame before you drop to smaller time frame. So at this point in time, we have possibility that here price is going to move right up to this zone and hit this zone before dropping. Now what we do is we drop further to the H4, to the daily, because we're in the weekly. So in the daily, what we do is we identify all our major zones as well. So anywhere we see price reject more than once, like here, right, we have to connect it. This is kind of horizontal. All right, this is kind of horizontal resistance that we have here, and you can see that price have been rejected in this zone a couple of times. You can see here once, twice, thrice. All right, so we always ensure that we get those touches, because price is going to react even if we are trading based on the smaller time frames guys. All right, so we just want to make sure that we get these zones connected, right, so that we don't get our stop loss hit or price don't make it to our TP without our knowledge. So anyway, you see price reject more than once, we have those zones to be key levels, right? So we drop further to smaller time frames like the H4. In the H4 time frame now, all right, we make sure we get our connections as well. So look at these guys, you can see kind of diagonal resistance above these zones here, right? We have the same diagonal support below here, right? So remember, the goal is to adjust to get as many touches as possible, because the more a zone or price touch or reacts to a particular zone, the more confidence that zone comes. So we can use our parallel channel, right, so that we get the plotting on both sides. All right, so what we do now is we just make sure that we adjust, right, to get as many touches as we can. So let's start from this high here to see if we drag like this. If we drag here, are we going to get as many touches? Right here, if we drag here, we are going to violate, right? So if we take from here, I think we can get the touches. So let's start from this high here. Okay, so you click here, you connect. All right, so if you connect like that, that's what it's going to give you, right? It's going to give something like this. All right, so you can see there we have those touches 1, 2, 3, right? We usually draw based on this is the knowledge that we have on our trend line. All right, we make sure that we get the first and the second touches, right? So in this case, we already have a probability that price is going to respect this zone. See, it acts like price comes down and get respected, it goes up, get rejected, right? So at this point in time, we already see now that we have many confluences. This is already a resistance zone here that has already been rejected a couple of times. So we already know that price will likely, when price goes up there, we are going to be taking our profits even if we entered. So at this point in time, we see an uptrending market. So what we do is we also mark out what our key demand levels. So these are our key demand levels that we have here. All right, you have our key demand level. In fact, let's just cancel this support here, right? So that our charts are not noisy, right? We don't want to create noise on our charts. We don't want to create a lot of noise, right? So in this situation, if you look at it, we already have a lot of information here, right? This is the zone that got broken last week. This was a demand zone, I mean a supply zone in which many people actually entered. So this actually was a supply zone that actually price, finally broke through, all right? And what happened? Price created this high and started going up. So in this case now, we have possibility that price can leave from this zone here, move right down to this zone before moving up, all right? But now here we see a situation that price has not fully mitigated this zone above here. So we want to buy here. If we drop further now to the H1 time frame, we are going to see, look at what happened here. Price cleared liquidity that was below this equal lows here, all right, which was also like a zone people expected a retest to enter. So price cleared liquidity and tapped toward to this value fair gap here, which is a good trading setup as well. This is a value fair gap that have been created here. So this was basically a trading opportunity, right? That if we entered, we are going to target those zones above there. Guys, remember, this is not just to forecast what is going to happen in the coming week, but also so that you can learn how to do analysis, guys. So if you want to target, that's how you should be targeting, because you have done your multiple time frame analysis. You already know that this is where we have the resistance zone there, all right? So from here now, you know that if you did this analysis earlier, you have been targeting those zones there. There was still a possibility that price came down here, all right? I was also expecting price to pull down to this zone here, and then it can go further, right? So even in the smaller time frame now, we already know that, okay, this is what, if you are buying, you want to be expecting price to make it to that zone above there. And if price make it to that zone above there, guys, that can be a sell, that can be a very long-term sell from this zone here, right? Because price can, for the next weeks, can possibly hit this zone and then come down right to this zone here. And why not, we can have price break and then come down right to this daily zone here, right? Except price goes up and break. So now if we are looking for our entries based on smaller time frame, we only want to be targeting, we only want to be looking at this zone to be a maximum zone. We don't want to be placing our target above there. So basically that is that, all right? So if you look at the US dollar, which should we look? Let's look at Bitcoin. All right, Bitcoin actually formed out a very good pattern, right? And if you look at Bitcoin is actually forming, it has created, or let's say it has hit the all-time highs, right? So there's no need going to bigger time frame. So if you look at the daily here, I actually dropped this analysis in our Telegram channel, right? You want to join? The link is in the pinned comment below, right? So here, if you connect, we are going to see that, okay, here in the bigger time frame, this is what we have. We have this in the bigger time frame, all right? We have this in the bigger time frame, or better still, you can still connect like this, right? You can still connect like this. So this will act like this was kind of liquidity grab. Price is moving, it comes and get rejected, goes rejected, get rejected, comes rejected, goes and get rejected, right? So at this point in time, what do we have? That's for a bigger time frame, right? So if you drop now to the H4 time frame, right? Remember, gold is, BTC is actually hitting the all-time high. So we have a consolidation, which is also like a flat pattern. So price is just consolidating to further break high, when many people are forecasting that it's going to maybe get to 100,000, right? So here we have price move, it crashes break, it move, it crashes break. So at this point in time, this would have been a good trading setup in a smaller time frame, right? I posted this analysis on the channel and I actually explained. Look at the H4 time frame. Let's look at the H4 time frame. From the H4 time frame, what happened? After price cleared liquidity here, this was a very good liquidity clear scenario. After price got rejected a couple of times, right? So when it cleared liquidity, it closed above the zone, came back mitigated, and then moved up higher. So when it moved up higher, what happens? It has left behind this kind of demand zone here. Look at this big fair value gap that has been created, and then above here we also have another block that have been created, right? You are going to see this better in the H1 time frame. So at this point in time, we are waiting for price to break out of this zone, or we are waiting to be buying with price pulls back to this zone, right? Normally I saw this setup, guys. I saw this particular setup. This was a good buy setup here, but the reason why I did not enter is because I was looking at price rejecting from this trend line here. Price has rejected from this trend line here, as you can see in the H4, and I did not know if price can possibly break, or if this was going to push price right down to this zone here. So I would prefer to wait for price to pull down. Okay, even though this was like kind of entry setup here, but price got rejected here, which would have been a buy setup. But look at, for the fact that it rejected here, I didn't want to enter. If this trend line was a little bit above there, I would have entered this trade. But now if price happens to pull back to this zone here, this will be a better entry, guys, right? Because many people would have been liquidated, price pulls back to this zone. If I enter here, there will be a possibility that price might be going to break out this time and continue its high. So that is how I did my own analysis for this particular pair. Let me also know in the comment section below what are your thoughts, and then all of that, right? So look at USD CAD have been playing out, guys. We did a very complete analysis on USD CAD. I made an entire video just analyzing this particular pair, and we saw price came back and rejected in a daily zone, guys. There was a particular market, or a particular USD pair that I did the analysis completely. All right, I think this is it, right? So we saw price came back, got rejected at the key order block, which is a daily order block here. At that time, price was here, and I told you guys that there was a possibility of price heading up, right? I'm going to leave the link to the video so that you also see. And price has actually done just that. It has hit right up to this zone here, and it is pulling back, right? So if you go further to maybe the H4 time frame, we are going to see that, okay, after that, price created what, another zone. This is the H4 zone where price created a channel. So price has moved within this channel for a while, right? Then if it was a fake breakout, price came back below here, and now we still have a possibility that price can still come back to mitigate or close below this zone here before going up further, right? So this has just stopped out many traders, right? But you should be aware of the type of zones that you're entering, right? Because at this point in time, price might have just cleared liquidity below this zone here, because many people looking at this to be buy. So price can possibly, after clearing liquidity for most people who entered here, price can still close above here and continue going up. So we are looking for buys here and nothing else. All right, so I don't want to make this video too long. All right, I will try as much as I can to do more analysis on more currency pairs during the weekends. All right, so make sure you follow or subscribe to the channel. All right, so we are going to stop here today. If you want more analysis, you want to join our Telegram channel, I will drop the link in the pinned comment below and also in this video's description, so that you can join our channel and get updated on the various markets that we are going to be posting. Thank you so much for watching. If this is your first time coming across this channel, make sure you subscribe by hitting on the subscribe button and notification bell, so that anytime I post a new video, you'll be the first to get a notification. See you in the next video.